Most traders know the patterns. Breakouts, gap fills, bounces off the 9 EMA. And yet, most still fail, not from a lack of knowledge. They fail because they're trading without context. Would you drive blindfolded on the freeway? That's what it's like trading without understanding market structure. Are we trending, consolidating, or reversing? Which setups fit today's environment? What levels truly matter and which are just noise? Market context answers all of that. That's why every morning I post a clear market context and game plan. It's the same blueprint I use before every trade. You'll know if we're in expansion or contraction mode, when to trust the open or fade it, whether a gap will run or reverse, where traders are trapped and where price is likely to react. With context, you're not chasing, you're executing. If you want to trade with clarity and conviction, read the daily game plan by 9 AM EST on Substack. Join us live on Discord and YouTube. It's not about seeing more setups. It's about knowing which ones matter before the bell rings. Good morning, traders. How was your weekend? I'm just trying to fix. Good morning, traders. I'm just trying to fix one technical difficulties. Market was extremely volatile. Uh, we really expected over the weekend to come down, and it came down. I'm going to show you in a few minutes our analysis for today. But market seems to be very strong and resilient at this point. Just give me a couple of minutes and we're gonna get going, make a plan for today's trading, and I'm going to start trading. Just give me a few seconds, okay? Just give me a few more seconds. All right, let's start with it. All right, good morning, everyone, and hope you have a very nice weekend. Weekend was really awesome. Had a good relaxation and the family time. We had the over the weekend. There was a geopolitical condition happen, and we expecting a big gap down. And we saw a big gap down, but then a lot of traders were expecting the market is going to continue towards a downside move, but market did not do that. So let's try and analyze it. What's happening in the market? Okay. And remember, you remember that we had really nice shorts on the Friday before we going on the weekend. So there was a weakness in the market as well. So just let's look at together and see that what really market telling us. And guys, if you like our content and if you enjoy this, you learn something, please give us a thumbs up and give a like, follow on our YouTube channel. That would be helpful for us, and we can reach out to other traders and can help as well. All right, so let's look at this from the June 12th. Okay, what's happening? In June 12th, we saw there was a first attempt. Market made it towards the high, close to 6,100. Then we had a sharp pullback, right? And then if you're gonna say swing high, we're gonna say this is a swing low. Okay, so all upside, higher, low. Then market moved back up, but didn't go all the way to swing high, but it goes all the way here. So we can say this is a lower high. Market is really bullish. This has become a lower low. The market rebounded, and then just for a few cents, market was broke down, broke up on the upside. So this is still the swing high. Really bullish market. And then we saw a clear downtrend in the market, which is basically a low. I'm just getting FOMO not to trade that move. But anyway, let's explain it. So this become the swing high, then it's become a lower low. In this way, we can say this is a lower high, then again lower high, lower low, lower high, and then this is a small breakdown of previous level and then came back. So this is new swing low.
And then we have here on the pre-market high, which is basically a swing high. And market came back, retested 6,000 ES, and now right now it's 6,024. So it's the middle of the range right now. So essentially, if you look at it, we are in the continuous downtrend. Market is definitely making lower highs, though you can see that market has really pulled back up, but still trend wise, a short term trend wise is really bearish. And if you look at the long term trend wise, we know the daily and weekly are really, really strong in the market. Uh, but on the short term, market is making lower highs. So 640 would be the first level of resistance, which we need to really need to focus on and see whether the market can claim the swing high 6040 or not. And guys, if you have any questions while you're listening, please drop the message on the channel where you're watching. If you're watching on the YouTube, you can put it on the YouTube. If you're watching on the X, you can put on the comments on the X, and I will try to answer it. Uh, but as we analyze it, that the market is in the downtrend, market is making lower highs. Uh, yes, there's a strong momentum on the upside on the daily, and I will show you the daily in 1 second, and you can see here. Uh, Let me just show you the daily chart. I just don't want to move this. Let me just bring this chart for the daily. And if you look at the daily here, and you can see here, the daily is really strong. We're still close to higher range. And if you look at the weekly, we are basically on the top side of the last 7 month range. So we didn't move much. So we had a one big dip and then bought back up on the V shape, and we are still on the same chop zone, which is between 6,000 and 6,100 and then plus. So very tiny zone. So now let's go back to the our lower time frame. So what we see here, we clearly see that we have a lot of uh, uh, resistances and lower highs. So I'm going to mark that. Uh, I'm going to mark this as a resistance here. Good morning, Manjri. Very good. Good to see you. All right. So I was just analyzing. Let me just quick. I'm going to recap it. But what I'm saying is, uh, uh, even though the market looks strong, market has recovered, but from the perspective of the last 7, 8 days, 10 days, if you look at it, the market is keep making lower highs here. Uh, so market still making lower highs, and the resistance we can clearly see on the 6034 and 6038. We definitely have a psychological and in every aspect have a support around 6,000. So if markets stay within 6,000, 6,034 and 40, we still have a tiny range to play with. But if market breaks out on over 6,040, then the next resistance we have around 6,070. And then of course we know on the higher band we have 6,100 resistances as well. So what we really expect right now, market is making. Now, the only question is in my mind is that yes, this trend is the lower trend. Market is making lower highs, but on the daily and the weekly, we are a strong uptrend. Uh, on a monthly, we are in the 7th month range. Now, question is this breakdown is creating a new short-term higher low structure, or we are going to go into those resistance and then get failed back again. So I don't have the answer for that. What we need to do, we need to see when market gonna go back here on those levels, what happens? Does it, make the topping tail, rejects and come back down, or consolidate and then move back up? So I would be very cautious of shorting it or going long on these levels unless we see a clear confirmation, uh, because this gap down may create a short term, also the revision of the of the downtrend, which was started from the last 10 days. If we can go back to the chart, you can see this downtrend has basically started from actually the June 12th. Right now we are on June 22nd, so almost 10 days now. Now the only thing is that, okay, is this the end of that last 10 days downtrend, or still there is a one more leg down and market going to find the resistance and then drop back up? So we need to see. So far we have nailed this short, we have nailed this short, you know uh, but here we have the three resistances already in the pre-market and failed, right? But if you look at it, when this failed happened, market didn't when came back all the way down. It's came back to the psychological level. So if we gonna say that this is the swing low, right, and this is what, this is the lower high, higher low, or this is the basically a lower low, if you look at from that perspective. So this trend line would be key for us to see whether what happens here. Okay, I don't know the answer. We need to see the price action and evaluate at the time. You can get the book map and see what strength it is. But if it continue, if it fails this area, then it's mean that the prior 10 days trend is still in continuation, and we want the dip again and retest of these levels. But if we come back here, move back up, consolidate within the range which I've created here, around 60-40, and we see the lag up, that's maybe where we need to take a long then. We can be biased on it on the short side. Yeah, we can do that. All right. So let me just, because on the YouTube people cannot hear you. So question came in from our Discord that, how would we identify this rejection onto a shorter time frame? Okay, so let me just bring this here so you can still see the, and let me just this one here on the daily. I'm gonna put it daily. 1 minute. Okay. So let's see how we can identify this on the so we saw a three rejection here, right? So leave those ones. This one is very early. So let's look at the last one. Okay, this happens close to 6 o'clock. So let's look at the 6 o'clock. What happened? In fact, 6 o'clock is really not good. I think 5 o'clock is much better from the trading perspective. This one is not tradable because it's really big spikes. But if you look at this 5 o'clock, it gives you clear signal. So it came down, pushes really strength with the strength. Look at these candles. But then what you see, the moment it reached those levels, it made the topping tail. And then always when is the topping tail comes in, so you always risk, you go short below this, and then you can risk this, the high of the body of the previous candles. So you always risk like that, and then you can ride the momentum. For instance, if you're here, you're gonna do exactly the same thing. So topping tail, right? You're gonna go short here when this breaks, and then the risk would be this. There's a spike here. Yeah, you might gonna stop out here, Might, but if you give a little bit of room, you're gonna get be fine on this trade as well. So that's the way you do it. So in 1 minute you do it, but if rather 1 minute you look for at least 2 or 5 minutes, it's going to give you much more cleaner and less chances that you're going to get stop out. Uh, so like if you look at the 2 minutes here, see here you're going to get a perfect entry for the short side. And if you look at here at 5 o'clock when they have a rejection again, see here on the 2 minutes much better entry. And if you look at here uh, on a 6 o'clock, 6 o'clock is not good because it's really a big spike. So 6 o'clock is not tradable uh, resistance. But yes, you can identify on a 1 minute and 2 minute. Uh, Morning, Wildemar. Morning, Vivek. Morning, Dan. Yeah. So let me just recap because a lot of our group members came in just now. So today, what are we saying? See, so if you recall the last few weeks, what we are saying that market is on the shorter time frame making the lower highs. This downtrend started on the June 12th. It made the swing high, then it's make the swing low, and then in between there's a lot of lower highs and lower lows. Right? I'm just doing it so that you can see again. Now, only question I have is this is the broke down happened and then market recovered with the volume here. So now question is that is this is yesterday and today, is this creating a new trend or it is we are continuing towards the previous short-term downtrend, which is the last 10 days started from June 12th, today the June 22nd. And why I'm saying that, because market broke the low, couldn't break the new low, and market make all the way to the high of 60.40. We have the clear resistance, but then we came down, didn't go all the way down. We stopped in the middle, which is 6,000 and also previous consolidation here. So now if market is holding 6,000, does it become the higher low, right? Rather than looking from here and making it say, okay, this is the lower high and then market is not good. So what our test is, we need to see with what happens when market go back and retest 640. Does it plan to break out? And if it's plans to break out, then we need to go long. We can have a short bias. But if it fails and then come back down, then we look for shorts. So that's a clear plan. We have that. And if market doesn't move, market stay above the VWAP and very tiny range, there might be no trade between this area unless we see a clear breakout or breakdown. Because if you look at it above the VWAP and then the resistance, we have only 10, 14 points. So there might be a lot of chop in between those ranges. So it's better to avoid those ranges at all. Any question, guys? So you're right. I think the market could be inversely correlated with the oil prices. So that is really what's happening, right? So but crude oil is keep testing 76, 77, 78 area and then failing it from there. If crude oil will go over 80, we know for sure, right? We know from the past trends, and if the crude oil can hold 80, it can easily go to 100. And if it's holding 200, then it will easily go to 120, 125. This is the ranges. Crude oil, the commodity, this commodity is always in the ranges, right? If it stay within below 80, it traveled from $50 to $80. Uh, right now, we are definitely retesting 78. All the moment the uncertainty comes in, oil spikes, but is not able to continue. Similarly, the uncertainty comes in the market gaps down, but then market doesn't continue going lower. It just reverses. So right now, they are inversely correlated. uh, because of the geopolitical condition. It's not always the case, but just because of the geopolitical condition is there inversely they're correlated now. One go up, other go down. uh, it needs to take the direction. If the volatility comes in and uncertainty hits the top and crude oil breaks out over 80, then definitely we might gonna see a pressure on the ES and NQ. So right now, no pressure. There was a pressure build up over the weekend. That's why market gap down, but it couldn't continue. So if not able to continue, then that's it. Let me just change everything. It's all over the place now. So that's what our analysis is. We need to wait for our setup as we always do. We need to make sure that we don't push us too many trades today. Market has recovered a lot. The whole momentum, what we expected to play out during the regular session, market has recovered everything. Usually what happens is that the volatility continues until the market's regular session comes in, and then and then people come in, buy, and then move the gap down to the gap closure. But gap has already closed, right? Market is really strong, didn't even give it time, immediately bought back up everything. So, so again, if the market continues to stay between the 620 and 638 and 40, likely we're gonna harder for us to get and find the good trades. But if market continues to break out, then we have a good range from 6040 to 6070. And if market fails, then we have a range. Go back and retesting the previous lows, which is 5950. Right now is really tight ranges. So one of the important thing for you to always remember, look at this one. So this is the S&P 500, right? um, so uh, this is SPY ETF. So if you look at the SPY open at 4 o'clock, right? So SPY open at 4 o'clock, uh, and this is the opening candle here, right? Let me do it here so you can see here. Okay, so this is a 4 o'clock. This is where it opens, right? So SPY open exactly where market was closed on Friday. So actually, market opened flat. So if a SPY hit flat, it means that there may not have any margin hits, which I think that there is no margin hit, or there were no one stop out because market was closed. Market opened at a 4 o'clock and market went flat, so there is no uh, liquidation happen, and then market moved back up immediately and then came down and then moving back up again. So for ETF market still the flat. uh, so market didn't move at all from Friday to Monday. So that's why I'm feeling like, okay, you know what, does it continue the trend? Because maybe the institutions looking for the dip buy, they did not get the buy because the futures gap down and bought back up, but cash markets still have not found the gap, dip. So they always do, because there is a different players, right? Not all institutions who deal in the ETFs have access to futures, and those who have a future traders doesn't mean that they look at the cash session. So I'm thinking from the cash perspective that those who wanted to buy the dip in the SPY ETF, uh, they did not get the dip, right? Because the market opened flat. So for them, there was no dip on Monday. So if there was no dip on the Monday, would they be interested in buying now to push the price up? Uh, right? It could be one reason they could say, "Oh, this is it. Market is not getting down further." There was a last 10 days lower structure was created, looking for a bigger dip, but there is no more dip, so they will buy now. Or number two, they say no. We wait for the dip to come in and then we'll buy. Um, so in any of those scenarios, we need to see the confirmation. But right now, if you look at it, 9 o'clock, market is just keep ripping, right? There's no pullbacks. So it seems like that the first scenario looking like that there's a race going on all the institutions. They're saying, okay, this is the only dip they got it, which is the flat dip. That's fine. That's fine. And that's also happened, right? A lot of ETFs, they might have trimmed their position on the Friday night because they were thinking about the risk of the geopolitical. A lot of people does that. A lot of people do that. Institutions, they might have hedged their positions and now they're closing their hedge, and that's maybe the reason that they're creating the buying frenziness, because they might be closing their hedges because they were expecting a drop. Market didn't drop. Uh, I mean, market dropped, but it didn't drop in for the ETF market. Any question, guys, on the YouTube? I really appreciate if you give the thumbs up. Um, yeah, yeah. So I would say that we need to see the levels, but 6,020 could be the land in the sign sand to see that whether if it's not able to hold 620, then likely we're gonna see uh, retest of 6,000 and break. Yeah, yeah. But there will be a chop too. The fake outs is going to be likely fake outs too. So we need to be extra cautious here. Guys, I see that a lot more people are watching than giving a thumbs up. Really appreciate, guys. Those who on the Discord, if they go also take time and just go give a thumbs up. Let me just share here uh, the link so you can just go and do that. My followers are really not into supporting me. Huh? All right, I'll just share the link if you guys can also help me out. So yeah, so I guess the 6,000 and 40 and 6,020 could be an important areas. Yeah. and it will be important for us to watch the book map today as well. Book map will give a lot of clue. Those who are new, who don't know, we have a two live stream going on at the same time. One is just a raw book map where we just show the book map. You can't hear my commentary, and other stream is where we go live and you can hear my analysis and everything. Uh, is this book map is just for you guys to save some money and down at the same time, because I know it's really hard to afford all of it. So just go ahead and always keep the bookmap stream on your screen. That will really help you to fine tune your edge. So if you look at the bookmap, we have a big order sitting on 6030, 6035. We have a small order on 6050 as well. So it seems like that if 6035 get clear, then there's no new order at this point on the top side. And on the downside, we have 6017. Interestingly, um, see, if you look at it here, 6020 doesn't have that many orders. They want 620 to have a fake out levels. Uh, and they've just removed the 6017 order as well as we are talking. Morning, John. Market is really strong at this point. I will be back in a few seconds. You guys watch the market. So we rejected the 60,028. I'm attempting to go short here. How about we'll try the small short here. See, we have still the 15 minutes in the market to. There's no order around 620 at this point. Okay, I'll go with a small size short here, around below the 6,000 and 2150. If it breaks down, in fact, the below 6021. If it breaks, if it doesn't break, then so it's not breaking down. There you go. No, so I was thinking the reason is because they don't have any order on the upside downside, and I was thinking it's just gonna give a false impression of pushing down back again and retest the low. But that's why I wanted to be more sure that it's gonna break 6021, but it never broke that. So if you look at it, the NQ and ES on the book map, they both are below the point of control. You see what I'm saying? So if they're below the point of control, then they might be called resistance. But I wanted to make sure that they definitely hold that resistance. But it never held the resistance. So if you look at it, the 2 minute candle, there is a 6021 was a flag, and I was thinking if it's gonna break this level, that also correspond with the smaller leg down around 640. So go check, put the 2 minutes candle, and then watch this 6021. Mark the 6021 level and see. So still the chop range. The more that there is going to spend time here is going to be much choppier for us to trade. This looks like it's going to break out. There's no orders. The book is really empty from the top side. I think it seems like this could be a trap here. The market gonna reverse from here. 5 more minutes. Here you go. The drop came in. Let's see what it does next. Can they continue the push down or just chop? Basically, NQ started coming down, but E is still holding. Four more minutes. So finally start coming down. DS is still holding really nicely. Oh, look at the NQ drop. That's what always felt like it's happening. There you go. Drop came in. Remember, as I said, this is a top area, so we're gonna see aggressive, both side aggressively pushes up and down. Here you go. The more market gonna stay in this range, is just gonna be more. We need to be really patient to find the right setup. Excuse me. Okay. 10 more seconds. Good luck, guys. Don't force the trade. Take the risk appropriately. Okay, let's see what happened the first move. First push is down. There you go. It's breaking. Okay, no trade for me now. Market is pushing down. Let's see what does here now. ES is exactly broke the 6020. I really love to go and trade that, but it's really hard at this point. Market is pushing. So pre-market could be a good entry for shorting it. All right, 15 more seconds before the first 2 minutes candle closes. Really strong push down on the first 2 minutes. Okay, let's see what happens now. Continue. Market is pushing, continue. . This is a big flush. No trade for me at this point. It's really very strong flush down. Don't find the entry. I think we might likely gonna miss this move. Getting FOMO, exactly that's what I was expecting. See, ES is still away than the 6,000 level. There could be we could see some bounce there. Almost 5 minutes about to close. Very strong sell-off. Very exhausted 5 minutes. Almost more than 100 points in the NQ. I'm not in rush. Okay, market is holding the pre-market. NQ is basically holding the pre-market low. And ES didn't go all the way 6,000 and just reverse in the middle. But NQ has a really nice pullback, a solid pullback in NQ. Right. Market pushes back all the way up. No trade for me. Really strong chop candles. It's really, really big aggressive candles on the both side. So if you chase it move, you can easily squeeze yourself up on the one side. I'm still watching it. AES is just tried to broke out the opening drive. Let's see what it does here. Does it fail here, or ES is going to hold? But I'm not taking this. Even if it breaks out, I'm not taking it. Can this hold and consolidate a little bit here? It could be a good trade. Is right now is just a 5 minutes engulfing on both sides, the short and long. Almost 30 seconds remaining. All right, 10 minutes are over. Let's see what it does now. I'm not even interested in shorting it here, and not interested in going long. I want a little bit more consolidation and confirmation before I go, because right now we are still in the range, right? As we talked about it, that there's a first broke down on the 620, went 10 points down, become the false one, and then came back up right with 60-30. Uh, Now it's again very close to resistance. Is this going to break out? I don't know. If we can have a back test here, a little bit, a small pullback, and then pushes up, then we can go long. I just see the risk of sudden drop and rejection here. We can go consider going long here if it's break 6032, very small size. The only reason is that the NQ is really nicely consolidating over the highs. So if NQ breaks out, ES will continue. I'm gonna trade M and Q trade over 21,877. If it breaks out, this has to break 875. I will let you know when I'm gonna go in. I'm going to go in when I see the both going to align, the ES and NQ. They're nicely consolidating over the top side. If it doesn't fail here and consolidate, we might gonna see a breakout. Not yet. I'm not yet long. Okay, I'm long. I'm long. Our risk would be almost 20 points. It's rejected the highs. Let's see what it does here. Even if it rejects it, you can even stop. You can even give yourself early stop out under 21868. I also place the order under the need, the stop loss. If it doesn't move quickly and then fails, we can, okay, it pushes up. Come on, can it continue? It pushes up, but then it's still holding it. It might gonna fail. What, let's see. Is it really spiked up? I put my stop loss under 66. Hard stop loss in the system. If it fails, then I'm going to stop out. Okay, it seems like it's failing. It's not able to hold it. It spiked up, but then just fall. See, give it one more chance. Didn't do anything wrong yet. ES is also spiked up. See, can it? 8 more seconds. It's making a topping tail, so I think likely we're gonna stop out. It's making a topping tail. Still saved by one, only one, maybe 25, just a quarter point I got saved, but it seems like I'm gonna stop out here. All right, I stopped out. Seems like it rejected the 21,900. We're very small risk here, just to start with. Let's see what it does. If it's continued to hold on the upside, we're gonna go long again. It was a good spike, but then it couldn't hold it. It just, it just failed. Maybe need a little bit more time. Okay, it's pushing back up again. Not in the trade, but if I see if it's breaking out, I might just gonna scalp again. So it may not gonna give you a chance for me to tell you, but just keep an eye. But if it breaks out again the previous high, where it was a rejection, we might gonna see a next move up. Market looks really strong, a nice consolidation. This was a failed, you know, break, and then market continued ripping up. There you go. This market is pushing. Let's see, can it go to the 921, 940, which is a pre-market high? It's a couple more minutes. Good. This trade is moving really well. I'm trailing it because we have a first stop loss. So I'm gonna I took the quick partial because we had a stop out just to go close to the break even. And as the 5 minutes is bit extended, but it's moving really, really well. I mean, you can easily go to the pre-market high. Um, but since I had a first red trade, I just wanted to flat and it's extended. I will go back again long uh, once we're gonna give a little bit more pullback. So far idea worked, but I just don't want it to give it too much room into our first trade. The reason being is that look at the 2 minutes. It's made a topping tail. There are a lot of resistance. So my risk was why I was thinking is that what if it's gonna hold? Because if you look at it, ES is very close to the resistances as well, 60-40. So we I don't want to take that risk of aggressive pullback. Remember, this is 60-40. We identified as a key resistance level, and market has been just reached there. So I'm not sure whether market going to break out here or what. But we're gonna watch. This is the really the trade of the day going to be. If it breaks out, then we're gonna get a really big nice room on the upside. And if it fails, we might gonna find a reversal trade here. But don't anticipate or assume anything. Just wait for the price to tell you what they want to do. Still holding very nicely. Market is holding really nicely. This is going to be the key level to see what's going to happen. Any one of you has taken any of our trade with us? Taken both or single or no trade? Good. Whose stop is failing? Okay, good. Okay, let's see what happens. This is a very key level. Market is consolidating. If you look at the 2 minutes, nicely consolidating. what I'm really feared is not going long here is because of the resistance. Um, but if you look at the volume, it suddenly started increasing. So, wait, we might wanna get a chance to scalp here if it breaks 60-40. Very big order in 60-40 sitting. It's going to be an important level. Yeah. Market is breaking out. Let's see what it does. We just touched the 60-40. I see the aggressive buying coming in. Let's see, can they lift the price? If they lift the price, then we can look for the next entry. Okay, 40-20, 40-50. Absorb all the orders. Volume is shrinking. On the book map, let's see what it does now. Can this hold, or is the exhaustion point where they're gonna trap the breakout longs and then pushes back down? 6 minutes before the 10 o'clock comes in. Okay, I don't see continuation of green aggressive buying. Let's see here. This is an important candle. If market can able to break out over 60.42, then we're gonna see a big push. So I'm gonna watch this level. Okay, watch. Watch this level. It's really crucial level. What market going to do is going to tell us here. We still have 4 minutes before the 10 o'clock marks. Yeah. ES is trying to hold. This is the resistance area. Okay. So it's not going to be easy for the market to break out here, but if it breaks out this level, uh, we can find a very nice trades here. Let's see, market is holding. I don't see any aggressive buying at this point in the books, rather the aggressive selling. But let's see whether the buyer can exhaust these sellers. They sell, they finish all their selling, and then the rep comes in. Or buyer also start taking profits, and then market just pull back from here. So watch out this level, really, really important level. Okay, it's very important level. Okay, So we saw the ES slipped a little bit. Let's see what it does here. I'm maybe gonna try shorting it with a small size here. Um, I'm gonna short under 6035. If it fails here, I'm still holding it, so no short. Where market is breaking out, holding it really nicely. Let's see what he does here. If it breaks out here, we can even go on the long side because this is it seems like a trap for the short sellers, and now the buyers coming in. But I don't see any aggressive buying in the books either. Okay, so it's breaking out. We can go long here. I see aggressive buying start coming in. So if it breaks out now or 6,042, we can go long with the 5 points risk. Not yet. I'm not yet long. Okay, I'm long. Oh man, my long order didn't go through. Man, what's that? Guys, take the profit. I don't know, my order didn't go through. If you are long on this, take the profit. Okay, or trail it because a really big spike came in. Unfortunately, I couldn't take the profit. I couldn't even enter. I don't know what happened here. Yeah, so I think that is only on the onside. If you guys long, you should take the profit. Were you guys long there or no? Or it was too late for you guys to react? Oh, good. Okay. Good. I mean, it was really profitable. It's moved almost the way exactly we wanted to move, but I basically, uh, I don't know why my order didn't go through. This gave me the error. I'm still watching it to see if I can join this trend. It's really strong trend now. You know what the problem is that now it's been extended too, but it looked really strong. This is exactly the move we wanted to take the profit on. For NQ, it was almost 40 points move. Okay, I'm gonna wait. I'm not taking trade because I missed that trade basically. Um, Unfortunately, yeah, no trade for me because I missed that move now. Unfortunately, what a big move! I missed it just because of the order error. I'm really sad on this. All right, I think I need to watch this. I think I missed the big move here. This was a really, really good trade, which I missed it. Sometimes you know that even if you call it out, it's just the order. I don't know why I basically selected. I think the wrong um order my account and just gave me the error. It's a really nice move. So I need to wait now either for the pullback uh, to re-enter on this trade. It's 10:05. So a big move came in here basically. It's not doesn't really matter. It was on the breakout point, and usually right. As you mentioned, always uh, 10 o'clock, this half an hour mark. Sometime do the continue to push in the one direction, or sometimes just reverse it. Uh, and given that a lot of biasness was there, market was trying to short just before 10 o'clock. So a lot of people have been short trapped, and then it just spiked up to trap all those short sellers. So if you look at exactly before the 10 o'clock, 9:58, remember there was a little dip. Then here we were also thinking, okay, you know what, is this a downside move, or is it going to be upside move? Uh, and and those who have shorted it, they must have stopped out here now. Here you go, one more push came in. So I don't want to chase it because I already missed this move now. I don't think so. I can take any more trade unless I need to wait until 11:30, 12 to get the next trend. I think I missed this trend already. Have you guys any of you taken this or just the Voldemort? It's really nicely moving up. I don't know where is the entry to join this trend. Really extended at this point now. Market is exactly going towards the high of the Friday. Now you see how structure works. Look at this down. Now you appreciate, right, that how market structure looks like and how important it is to understand. Those on the YouTube and X, took the long trade with us. At least give a thumbs up. At least I can get a few likes. Since I missed this whole move. Don't preempt. It's extended, so we would short it. No, okay. Don't make that mistake. It's a really strong trend. I don't see the entry for the long side, but not necessarily that there is an entry for the short as well. Very strong move. I think market is going towards the Friday highs. I wish we could get a little bit of pullback before it goes. At least in our group, no one is planning to do a short here. I really want to see on the X that how many people have tried shorting this today and blow their account. Those who are shorted today, rest in peace. Any one of you today coming in before the session and thinking of shorting today? Guys in the chat room or YouTube? Any one of you guys thinking coming and doing a short today? Yeah, it's really important. Uh, so see, I remember my days when I was learning and not profitable. I would definitely go and blow my account here and just shorting it because there's a big gap down. Just make me excited that I'm gonna make a lot of money doing the shorting. Seems like the market is trolling here. Um, could be a nice short here if you wanted to short here. I'm not shorting it, but it could be a nice short here, given we see the rejection of 60.50 here. Let's see what it does here. This could be an important price area that does the buyer continue to come in. Do I see the tape slowing down now? Okay, good. We got a bounce from the 5 minute moving averages. Uh, Want to continue the hold the trend. Let's see. This is important candle. Can it hold this green candle, or market just failed this one? It's really important for to see that market can hold this candle or no. We'll see what it does here. Still market holding really tight. I really hope we're gonna get a little bit of short pullback uh, before it continues, but it seems like that, you know, it's just almost the 45 minutes mark. It's going to complete a really strong momentum in the market. Now, if you look at it, you can clearly see the market is going towards the Friday highs. Okay, uh, we can clearly see that. But if it fails here, console a little bit and then move back up in the later half above 6050, 6050, could be an interesting long game. Let's see what crude oil is doing right now. Yeah, crude oil is just going down. Retested the Friday low as well. Okay, so as I said to you that this candle would be an important one, which was bounced. ES tried to push us up or NQ and then failed back here, but though they are still holding that green bounce, so this could be an important level as a short-term support. 60.46 could be an important area that whether market can hold that zone or no. If market doesn't hold 60.46, then there's likely that they're going to be a small pullback towards a rebound. So now on a smaller time frame, you can see that this is the high, okay, and this is the low, and this is the lower high now. If it breaks, then it's gonna go and make the new high. But if it fails here, then it's become the lower high on a very short-term trend. I do not believe those lower highs just because there's a really strong momentum. Yes, market may need a smaller pullback, but how shallow would it be or how quick would it be? You don't know. So remember in the pre-market analysis, I was talking about it that market is opening flat. If you look at it, these SPY ETF, and the question is that are they looking for a new dip to buy, or they think that there would be no dip? It seems to me that they they came to the conclusion that there would be no dip, so they immediately bought back what they have sold on the Friday. Another push back up. Look at this nice, very nice push up. Maybe make a new high. Trap another short sellers here. Very strong move again. And this way, NQ has hit 22,000. I'm not in the trade. Here you go, another move back up. Really getting upset now. I missed the whole move just because of one entry. I couldn't enter, and then Very strong move. Very, very strong move. Don't even thinking of shorting this market before 12 o'clock. I think so. Sometime these kind of a days where it's just move, 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 exhaust all the short sellers, and then if they want to reverse, they can reverse. Another leg coming up. I'm not in the trade. It's really extended. It may gonna continue another 5 more minutes. This trend. See, the one of the worst extension would it be that the market is not extended on a 1 minute. But if you look at those candles, you're gonna see it straight up. But if you look at the 1 minute or 2 minute, you're gonna see they all are inside candle. A very slow price action. Bye Manjari, bye John. Okay, market is slowing down. It's 10:22 right now. There might be a little exhaustion uh, in the trend. A really nice trend day today. Dan, did you try shorting it today? Mm. Oh, and then it spiked back up again? Oh gosh. Yeah, the trend is really strong, so I'm not sure whether we're going to see the reversal, but I think that there's going to be a shallow pullback because if you look at it, we are going towards the Friday high. So it's mean that essentially institutions thinking that there is no uncertainty. What they have sold on Friday, fearing about the market, there is no more fear. So they're buying back now. And market is pushing towards, that's exactly what my view was in the morning, that is this the new trend? The last 12 days was the uh, downside move. Is this gap down created a new trend now? Seems to me. So if this is the low, this is the high, this is the low, and if somewhere stop high here, there might be a pullback to 60-40 again, and then we can see another leg up. So if I may not be trading, but if I may be trading, I'm gonna see a pullback to 60-40 and will go long. And it's almost the 10:25, so it's almost the 5 more minutes remaining. Uh, and there's almost 12 points pullback, and the VWAP is 60.32. So let's see. And there's also pre-market high on 60.38. So there are a lot of levels there. If we can find those support here, it could be an interesting bounce. But definitely, I think I missed because of the order entry, I missed the trade. We were on the wrong. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, and we were on the right side of the trade, and I'm happy that all of my group is on the right side of the trade. Those who are on the YouTube, Twitter, following us, I know they don't like giving thumbs up, but if they're watching it, we were on the right side of the trade. But unfortunately, I do not have any P&L to show you today because I was unable to take it. But we were on the right side of the trade. Guys on the YouTube, have any questions? On X, do you have any questions before I end the stream? Uh, almost close to 10:30. Hit this first pullback coming in now. Um, and remember, these kind of a pullbacks are worse pullbacks. Why? Look at it, how tight consolidation it was, and it was breaking down. So it's a lot of inside pullbacks. So inside pullbacks are really, really hard to trade. It can easily bounce back. It's going to spike you out. You're going to think it's coming down. It may come for a few seconds and then, rip back up. So in my experience, that these pullbacks, which are very tight range consolidated uh, pullbacks, are really hard to trade. Okay, this exactly bounce back up again. Yes, as I mentioned, these inside candles pullbacks are really hard to trade. Okay, it's making this 15 minutes are making a doji. Let's see what it does. We might gonna find a small shorting opportunity here if it breaks down under 60.50. If not, this could be a nice pullback again. I just tried small shorting. I don't recommend you guys just sit tight. I just went short, small size. I could stop out here. I wanted to push this down, then I think I'm gonna stop out here. It's just another 15-minute trap. Let's see what it does. Continue. Yeah, it seems like another trap here. I'm gonna stop out here. So I was just thinking the order book was going towards the downside, and in the 15 minutes it was creating a doji. So I was thinking that the next here I did the NQ trade. So I was thinking it's gonna go all the way to the 21.1950. That's what I was targeting. Uh, when it sell off here, I went here on 21.975 with the hoping to push us down to the another 25 points. If you look at the 15 minutes, you're gonna see here. So 15 minutes, if you look here. So this is the candle where I showed it. It's gonna continue down, but it reverses in the middle. So anyway, I think I'm not gonna take any trade. Uh, if you can get the shallow pullback later on, then I can consider going along. But I guess uh, yeah, more trade, guys. If you enjoyed the session, learned something, give a thumbs up, and yeah, I'll see you tomorrow morning, same time.